In this video, I'm going to show you how to inflation-proof your retirement. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
For those that have been paying attention, 2021 has been a year of extraordinary inflation. In fact, inflation that hasn't hit this way in over 40 years. By all accounts, we could have a 6% inflation number at the end of this year. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, retirees in particular, when inflation hits, quality of life goes down. The reason it impacts retirees more than others is because retirees don't have a job as an offset with salary increases. So retirees, or those contemplating retirement, need to do everything they can to protect their downside. In this video, I'm going to cover off 10 ways to protect yourself against inflation. Stick around for point number 10 because that point is more important than points 1 through 9 for most people, and to be candid, most people miss it. All right, let's get into it, but before we do, please make sure you click subscribe and notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. I post about twice a week. Point number 1, lock in as many prices, as many costs as you possibly can. A lot of vendors will allow you to lock in costs with them if you in turn commit to a longer period of time. Many electric companies, for example, will allow you to lock in the price of electricity if you're willing to commit to 18, 24, 36 months at that price. If you have one of the old style mortgages that has both a fixed and a variable rate component, lock in the variable rate so that that doesn't go up when interest rates rise. If it's something that you can lock down that you have to purchase, then consider locking it in with a long-term agreement. Point number 2, avoid long-term bonds. Corporate and Treasury bonds in particular. If you lock in a 10-year return at a low interest rate, and right now interest rates are very, very low, and inflation hits, you're going to lose money every single year. If inflation is running 5% and you lock in 3%, you're losing 2% a year. Point number 3 is buy rental income. Rental property, in particular residential rental property, has two components that work very well in an inflationary environment. The first is that rents go up as inflation goes up, and the second is that if you lock in a mortgage, that stays fixed. So the amount of money that you make continues to increase over time. If you don't have the inclination to buy rental property yourself, consider buying shares in a real estate investment trust, a REIT, and let somebody else manage the property, and you just have the benefit of the rising yield that the REIT is receiving. Point number 4 is buy shares in companies that raise their prices based on inflation. These are companies like oil companies, consumer products companies, food companies, for example. The easiest way to tell is that if you have a vendor who charges you more as inflation goes up, that same vendor might be a great place to invest your money. Point number 5, pay off your credit cards ASAP. The reason is that credit cards have a variable rate, and as inflation hits, the U.S. government raises rates. When the U.S. government raises rates, credit card rates go up too. Point 6, consider Treasury inflation-protected securities. These are government securities that pay you an interest rate based on inflation. So if inflation is raging, your interest payment goes up. If it's modest, your interest rate goes down. Point 7 is DIY everything that you can. And this is good advice whether inflation is happening or not, really. But learn to cook if you eat out a lot. Buy energy-saving light bulbs if you haven't done that for your house already. Instead of going to a football game, have friends over and have a football party, etc. You get the point. Point 8 is look for money-saving opportunities. Take out your bank statement and look for things that you spend money on regularly and see if there's a way to reduce or eliminate those expenses from your life. Point 9, now more than ever, is buy in bulk. Go to Costco. Buy a long-term supply of things that you need. First, you will be locking in the price today for the future, but second, you'll be getting it at a lower price anyway. And finally, point 10, really really important, hold as little cash as possible. Let me explain. If you took $1,000 and put it in a safe deposit box or put it in a checking account earning 0.5%, in a year where inflation was running 6%, like potentially 2021, you're going to lose 5.5% on the value of that cash. You put in $100 of cash into your safe deposit box. At the end of the year, it's worth $95, more or less. Consider other alternatives for your cash. If you don't manage your finances yourself, speak to a fee-only financial planner to help you. These individuals understand everything that I just talked about and will take you through all of your options. The bottom line is consider other alternatives besides holding cash in an inflationary environment. If you like this video, please make sure you click subscribe and notifications so that you get alerted the next time I post a video. Retirement information is changing fast, and I work very hard to get what's out there and here for you. This is Jeff Schmidt. Thanks for watching.